House visit when the Red Sox won the World Series in 2018. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
There is no denying that we've always been the conscience of this country. KBLA Talk 1580 is progressive talk radio built for our community, by our community, and with hosts who look like you, live near you, and care about what you care about. 50,000 watts of truth right here in Southern California. KBLA Talk 1580. Listen live on your AM radio dial at 1580 or stream us live on our KBLA1580.com website or on our free KBLA 1580 app.
Unapologetically progressive.
KBLA Talk 1580. She's here. It's the president of the International and Intergalactic Prince Fan Club. Also happens to be the director of Black Lives Matter Grassroots, a professor at Cal State LA, a mama of three, and the lead organizer for BLMLA. Oh, did I mention radio host at KBLA Talk 1580, Dr. Melina Abdullah? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. That's not normally my Prince wake up song, but it sounds good.
I was wondering. I thought I thought you and Miles conferred, but I'm like, Pop Life? Okay.
No, that's look. He said Starfish and Coffee is usually the wake up song, but Pop Life is about what it is right now. It's not quite Starfish and Coffee right now.
Yeah. I was laughing so hard. I was talking with one of your children, and they told me, it wasn't that I was talking with her. I heard her on the radio, actually. She was on This Is Not a Drill, which is Saturday mornings at 8. And she said that Mom has a rule, no talking when Prince is playing in the car. Which I found hilarious.
So the song is done.
No talking over Prince. So happy, it's really the day after, but it's the 13th anniversary this week. And I know yesterday was the actual date of the anniversary of the founding of Black Lives Matter Grassroots, Black Lives Matter, the organization, here in Los Angeles.
That's right. Black Lives Matter was born right here in Los Angeles, right next to the station, actually, in Leimert Park on July 13th, 2013, when thousands of us rose up to protest and express our collective rage around the acquittal of George Zimmerman, who murdered Trayvon Martin. And we pledged on July 13th, 2013, to build a movement, not a moment. And I think 13 years later, we're trying to hold fast. We're working to hold fast to that promise that we're building a movement, not a moment.
Yeah, and clearly it's not a moment. I mean, 13 years later, although you and I were talking off the air one time, and you told me you had a conversation with a certain celebrity who we don't have to name, who said, is that still a thing? Black Lives Matter.
I was
Is that still a thing? And this is someone we think of as progressive, actually.
Progressive, and someone who also knew it's still a quote-unquote thing, because we communicated about all of the phenomenal work that Black Lives Matter Grassroots is carrying, all of the important and vital work that Black Lives Matter Grassroots is carrying. So, yes, we're still a thing, and we're still a really important thing when we think about what's happening in the world.
Why would somebody say that? I get that too, and I get irritated when people say back in the Black Lives Matter era. I'm like, it's still the freaking Black Lives Matter era. Have cops stopped killing black people? Has the state stopped murdering black people? Have white supremacists stopped unaliving us? No. In fact, it's actually just the opposite, right? Since 2020, when the movement was actually getting covered by the news, more people are dying every year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, more people are dying, but also there's more of us responding and joining and organizing. It's just not getting picked up by mainstream media. And so that's why we're really grateful for KBLA and for you and all the others who carry the work, because mainstream media, big media, isn't even telling the stories of the people who are being killed. Big media hasn't talked about Cohen Wiley, the baby, the 1-year-old baby that was killed. I don't see how that's not national, global story on every single, on CNN, on MS Now. I don't see how they're not talking about this. So I believe, and here's my conspiracy realist hat, I believe that there's actually a concerted effort to mute the kind of protest that's needed to, in this under fascism, you need a powerful movement to fight against it. And I think that there's actually a deliberate effort to silence the resistance, to make it seem like we're not there and we're not standing on front lines when we actually are.
I mean, I hate it when people, I get tired of people saying, well, if they were white, or well, if they were Jewish, or if they were, because it's like a tiresome argument. But there is no doubt that if baby Cohen Wiley, 1 year old and cute as could be, was white, they would still be talking about it. There's no question about it. I mean, I was checking the mainstream news right when you said that, and the last article I saw was Associated Press 2 weeks ago when the autopsy dropped. But clearly, this is not a story because it's a black baby.
Absolutely. And yes, there's some printed articles. But
that's 2 weeks ago. I mean, geez.
And it's 2 weeks ago, and most of it is local press.
Right.
So grateful for local press, grateful for black press. But if you turn on TV news, they're talking about Lorenzo Araujo, who they should be talking about. But they are not talking about Cohen Wiley. They're talking about the murder of this brother yesterday. I did see that covered by mainstream news, the terrible murder of this young 26-year-old who was shot in the head by ICE yesterday. They're talking about that, but they're not talking about Cohen Wiley. And in fact, the coverage even of Lorenzo Araujo in Texas, they only mentioned the other ICE killings of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, and completely erased Keith Porter. You can't tell me that's coincidental. And I communicated with, and I'll just say it, I communicated with Jacob Soboroff when he was covering really well the murder of Renee Good and the murder of Alex Preddy in Minnesota. And I put together an entire package for him and asked him, why are you not covering Keith Porter? And he still never covered Keith Porter. And you can't tell me that is, accidental. Initially, he said he didn't know. I don't know what kind of journalist you are. And you don't know when we've been outside, we've been engaging in protests. I don't know what kind of news coverage this is when in Senatobia, Mississippi, they've shut down that Walmart for weeks. It's being regularly shut down.
Yeah. Well,
so they're erasing these stories.
I mean, I have a certain amount of sympathy for the reporter because there are endless stories, and it is impossible when you have this job every day to keep on top of everything. But when you told the man, and then he said he didn't know, and he still didn't report on it, then my empathy for you goes away. And I wonder what they're being told at news desks and what they're being told by these organizations, because I've encountered that myself as a reporter. Remember when I was working for NBC, and I was a youth reporter then, and I remember one time I brought the news director a story I wanted to do, and he said I had already done my Native American story for this year.
Wow.
Those words came out of his mouth, and they shut down the piece. And, you know, I was very young at the time. If someone told me that now, they would get much more pushback. But the point is, you know, we don't know where this is coming from. I commented, Bernice King from the King Center posted a list of people killed by ICE yesterday, and it didn't include Keith Porter, and I respectfully requested that she add him to the list, and maybe she will, but I wonder, does she not know? Like, I'm sure she would not exclude a black man from this list of people murdered by ICE.
Right. That's right. That's right. So we have to do everything that we can. And so, Dominique, we're really grateful for you we're not going to stop saying Keith Porter's name. And in fact, there's a big press conference on Wednesday, tomorrow, for Keith Porter, because there's been no justice. There's been no semblance of justice. There's been no arrest. There's been no prosecution. There's been nothing. When we look across the country, more than 250 people so far this year, black people, have been killed by police. So far this year, this is according to mappingpoliceviolence.us. So we want to make sure that we're following the right account. And 2025 was the highest year on record of police killings. 2026 is slated to outpace that.
Yeah, that's the thing that really I found so troubling when I was looking at this data, is that since the massive worldwide marches of 2020, every single year there are more police killings. So we didn't fix the problem. That means we still have to keep working on the problem. What time is that? The press conference? When and where are people invited, like the public, or it's just for the media?
Yes, please come. It's going to be the opening to our regular rally, but we'll be in front of the Hall of Injustice, 211 West Temple. We'll be on the Spring Street side tomorrow at 4 p.m. Keith Porter's family will be there, including his mother, his attorney. We're demanding that Nathan Hockman file charges. As he charges all these righteous protesters, he should really be charging the murderer of this black father. And so please come and show your support. Again, that's tomorrow, 4 p.m. at 211 West Temple.
Dr. Melina Abdullah is my guest this hour. You're invited in always at 800-920-1580 if you got a question, comment, or some conversation. We are celebrating the 13th anniversary of a movement, not a moment, Black Lives Matter Grassroots, which is actually Black Lives Matter. We'll keep it coming when we continue on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
She's sharp. She's fearless.
I don't know what they told you, but if they told you that cutting me off is how I'm going to get clicks, stop it now.
She's that girl, and she's bringing all of that to your radio this summer. Amanda Seales is here.
I am Amanda Seales.
Comedian, artist, actress, activist, truth teller. The woman who never bites her tongue is coming to KBLA Talk 1580. And baby. The conversations are about to be unmatched. Every Friday, she's going to be lit noon to 2 p.m. and back again 4 to 6 p.m. Starting Friday, July 17th, only on KBLA Talk 1580. Amanda Seals, keeping it real, keeping it raw, and keeping it rooted. Politics, pop culture, black excellence, the stuff they don't want us talking about. Amanda's talking about all of it.
You keep interrupting me when I'm talking, and you don't want to hear the point that I'm going to make. And yet you want me to respect your point. And that's not how a debate works.
This is not your average radio show. This is a Seals Summer. Fridays, noon to 2, 4 to 6. Starting Friday, July 17th. Only on KBLA Talk 1580. Don't just listen. Tune in. There is no denying that we've always been the conscience of this country. KBLA Talk 1580 is progressive talk radio built for our community, by our community, and with hosts who look like you, live near you, and care about what you care about. 50,000 watts of truth right here in Southern California. KBLA Talk 1580. Listen live on your AM radio dial at 1580 or stream us live on our KBLA1580.com website or on our free KBLA 1580 app.
Unapologetically progressive.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-550-9651.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-550-9651. That's 800-550-9651.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
Yeah, man, there's so much to talk about around here. But 13 years in, Black Lives Matter Grassroots is celebrating their formation this whole week. And one of those celebrations you mentioned, a press conference tomorrow, 4 p.m., 211 West Temple at the Hall of what y'all call the Hall of Injustice around Keith Porter. Again, this is a case that for me is just not talked about nearly enough, and it surprises me as it has surprised you because of the tie-in with ICE. ICE seems to be motivating people to look at law enforcement differently, to talk about whether we should even have a Department of Homeland Security, whether there should even be an ICE, and yet when there is a Black American victim, you would think that would be even bigger outcry because that person is a citizen of this country. Not that you should be killed if you're not a citizen, but still, for the mainstream, supposedly liberal, but really quite conservative press, you would think that would be a hook, but they don't seem to care at all.
That's right. I mean, again, the comparison that when other American citizens, when white American citizens were killed by ICE, there was a massive outcry and mainstream coverage. But when Black people are killed by ICE, and Black people were killed by ICE ahead of Renee Good, ahead of Alex Preddy, because Lonnie Bonnier, the legal scholar Lonnie Bonnier, always talks about, look, people got to care about what happens to Black people because we are the miner's canary, right? We are the test case. And, you know, that's why we say when Black people get free, everybody gets free, right? We have to make sure that everybody is invested in Black freedom, but the mainstream press is not covering what's happening to Black people, and they're absolutely not covering the resistance to the oppression and murders of Black people.
Yeah. One case that's been getting talked about a lot, and it's not a police killing, but it's the other kind of possibly white supremacist killing, the suspicious killing of a Black person, is Nolan Wells, a young teenager who's 18 in Mississippi, who goes out on a boat with 3 of his white friends, and they all come back alive, and he is never seen alive again. Ben Crump is on this case. Of course, the white kids had the cell phone of Nolan, and the stories are conflicting. One of the mamas of the white kids is a judge, and she's made 2 statements trying to take suspicion off of those white children. One of the white children was on the news yesterday on ABC, contradicting the stories that are on social media and some of the stories that the actual family has said. And so we're seeing, I love that people are pushing back, and Ben Crump has really mastered the art of getting stuff in the press. But it's really, to me, it's a good example of why we have to understand media literacy, why we have to understand spin, because the way that the mainstream media, even when they talked to the young white child yesterday, what they did is they let him say his side of the story and didn't ask him any questions, or forget hard questions, no questions. They didn't say, well, why did you guys take his cell phone? If he wanted to stay on the island, why would you leave him there without his phone? They didn't say, why did your friend say he couldn't find Nolan's car keys, and then only turn them over when one of the girls who was hanging out with you said they're on top of the Xbox? Why would you say he just met the girl and wanted to hang out with her when the girl told police they were done hanging out and he was ready to go home? They didn't ask any of those questions. They just let him say, that's not Nolan in the picture. We love Nolan. He wanted to stay back. And they didn't challenge anything. And this is not how they report on anything that has to do with us.
Absolutely. And it's also part of what they do in accepting, I would call 18-year-olds kids, but they don't call Black young people kids, right? So they're treating the white young people as kids, just like they treated Kyle Rittenhouse as a kid, just like they treated Dylan Roof as a kid, just like they treated the murderer who slaughtered 10 people inside Tops grocery store in Buffalo as a kid. And then they adultify and criminalize Black people. And so this is what we're witnessing in real time. The other thing, though, that we're witnessing, because as we talk about the oppression and exploitation and just back-to-back nonstop murders of Black people and deaths of Black people at the hands of white folks, because no matter what happened with Nolan, it is the fault of white supremacy. And so it's really important that as we look at this, that we also think about, well, what is the resistance? So I appreciate the consciousness raising around, is it safe for our sons to be the Black boy in the white friend group? And I think what we're seeing over and over with Nolan Wells, with Gerard Jackson, who was the Black child who was found, Black young man, I guess he was 18 as well, who was found hanging from a tree in Mississippi after he went to a music festival with an all-white group. And then, of course, I'm thinking about people also that we know, like Tyler Lewis, who was killed at University at Buffalo. Like even Erskine Jenkins, whose mom, we've both been deeply impacted by, was in a group of friends that had no Black people in it. What does that mean for our children's safety? And so I appreciate the Black parents who are saying, we need to think about how do we keep our children, especially our sons, safe when they're immersed in these groups where they're the only one.
Yeah. Well, Ben Crump has been very mindful about posting lots and lots of pictures of Nolan Wells with his Black friend groups, of which there are many, and the interviews with the Black friend group, and really doing an admirable job of humanizing this young teenager and saying, showing him dancing and showing him with his friends and video after video after video, and has taken such a robust approach with humanizing him that it seems to be drowning out a lot of the BS, including the constant refrain that there's no evidence of foul play. But there's no evidence of not foul play. So how is law enforcement, how is that their talking point? He didn't have his phone with him. There's all these discrepancies in the story, but they want to keep saying there's no evidence of foul play. And you notice now they are starting to redact the faces of the other teenagers that were with him. First they were showing everybody. Now the mainstream media is blurring the faces of the other people that were with him. And the judge who may have crossed a line, because judges have rules about how they use their influence and their credibility. And she's been posting about that case in a way that's probably in violation. But to your point, this is not completely unusual. So what do? Say, no, you cannot go out with your group of white friends if you're the only one?
Look, I'm going to just be a little vulnerable. I have a 16-year-old son, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you cannot be the only one. You cannot be the only one. And I'm also having serious conversations with my son about, he has a pretty mixed friend group. Like, what are they saying to you in this group? Who are you in this group? And being very observant of who these kids are. And this is not lightweight stuff. This is not a matter of how I feel about folks. This is a matter of my son's safety and survival. And I think that it's really important that we have these conversations and that we think about how to guard against this, because Nolan Wells is horrific and he's not the only one. Right. What happened to him is horrific and he's not the only one.
Right. And yeah, I mean, it's a tough thing. Well, we got news, traffic, and sports here because you don't want to tell your child who their friends should be, but one of Nolan's friends said he was meant to be on that boat, and they told him there was no room for him. Red flag. 800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in. We've got news, traffic, and sports. I'm Dominique DePrima with Dr. Melina Abdullah on KBLA Talk 1580.
You can't fix what you won't face, and we face it every day. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Illinois residents will soon have a chance to weigh in on what would be the largest toll increase in Illinois tollway history. Some people are already reacting.
It's a disappointment.
I think if a person uses the tollway that much, they're going to be finding a new way to work.
Officials are planning public hearings before any final decision is made. The Harriet Tubman Museum in Cambridge, Maryland is closed after vandals damaged the property and stole a donation box. The site's historic mural was also vandalized, and police are asking anyone with information to come forward. The center is closed until further notice as the staff makes repairs. And hip-hop legends Slick Rick, De La Soul, and Ghostface Killah will perform at Wednesday's ESPY Awards in New York. The Savannah Bananas will also take the stage during the live ABC broadcast hosted by comedian Marcelo Hernandez. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers have two players in the starting lineup in tonight's Major League Baseball All-Star game in Philadelphia. Freddie Freeman is starting at first base for the National League. Andy Pajes is starting in center field. Shohei Ohtani was supposed to be the starting designated hitter, but he has a sore knee. Mookie Betts, the only African-American player on the Dodgers roster, said he will not be joining his teammates at the White House on July 23rd. The Dodgers were invited to the White House by Trump to celebrate their World Series championship last year. Betts said he prefers to spend July 23rd, an off day for the Dodgers, with his wife Brianna and their 3 kids. Brianna gave birth to their 3rd child, a baby girl, in March. When Mookie was with the Boston Red Sox, he skipped the White House visit when the Red Sox won the World Series in 2018. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This isn't a talk show.
It's a town hall with no walls.
This is KBLA Talk 1580.
Don't be anxious or confused about AI. Take control of your career when you get the skills to tackle real business problems and design specialized solutions. HR Dive reported that entry-level talent with applied AI credentials can receive up to a 25% salary boost. But where do you find training that you can trust? Future-proof your career and deliver more value with Humans Lead the Way AI. Their hybrid learning courses use practical definitions, real-world examples, and strategic insights to help you and your team understand AI with confidence. No magic, no hacks, no shortcuts. Just practical knowledge that helps you use AI more successfully. Don't wait. AI can never replace people who know how to use it well. Register for courses today at humansleadtheway.com. That's humansleadtheway.com.
This November, you'll decide who leads California. So shouldn't you hear directly from the people asking for your vote? Join us for California Voices, a political town hall and ballot forum, Saturday, October 3rd, 2026. Meet candidates running for governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, and other major statewide and local offices, including mayor of Los Angeles, city attorney, and LA County sheriff. Get clear, nonpartisan breakdowns of the propositions on your November ballot, both sides, no spin. And ask your questions directly, in real conversation, face to face. California Voices is brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the Empowerment Congress, giving you the information you need before you vote. Mark your calendar, Saturday, October 3rd, 2026, California Voices. Follow KBLA 1580 for details and download the KBLA 1580 app. Your vote, your voice. Be there.
Oh no! Throw the roof down!
I don't know what time.
Please, God, save us. Save our house. Please, God, please.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we haven't forgotten what happened Tuesday, January 7th, 2025.
The trauma, processing the loss of our home. How do we address the compounding effect of the fire now more than 18 months later? I noticed one of my 3 children engaged in self-harm who hasn't been able to articulate the challenges that they've had since the fire. And 4 out of the 5 folks in our household are in therapy. 1 is not. And the one that's not is the one who I noticed with some marks on their person. This isn't okay. You need to talk to someone.
Black historical memory keeps alive the stories and struggles of everyday people and communities. Black historical memory preserves truths that others attempt to erase, minimize, or distort. Black historical memory prevents history from repeating its worst chapters. At KBLA Talk 1580, we will never forget. Tune into Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr, weekends on KBLA Talk 1580. 1580.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth. Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetic.
International and Intergalactic President of the Prince Fan Club, Dr. Melina. While we're giving birthday love to Black Lives Matter Grassroots, which turned 13 yesterday, birthday love going out to our colleague Akili, a.k.a. Baba Akili, as y'all call him, who had his birthday yesterday. And today, our own Chanel Carmen, is having her birthday. So the cancer party is real.
Happy birthday, Chanel. And we had a beautiful celebration for Baba Akili. So Baba Akili turned 78 and Black Lives Matter Grassroots turned 13. And I would love to understand what is happening on that date. That date is, so July 13th marks the date that Baba Akili was born 78 years ago, that Black Lives Matter was birthed 13 years ago, that our beloved Kim Holmes, who co-hosts This Is Not a Drill with me, it's also her birthday.
Happy birthday, Kim. Kimmy Curls.
It also is the angelversary of Sandra Bland.
Oh, say her name. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm talking about all kinds of stuff I never talk about. It's also my wedding anniversary.
Ooh, big thing.
My former marriage.
Okay.
Yeah. Like July 13th, there's something, and then we got people with birthdays. The 12th was Miranda's birthday. The 14th it's crazy. The 14th is also my high school best friend and my cousin's birthday.
Oh, so you like Cancer people.
In the stars. There's some kind of Cancer. I'm a Virgo, like a real Virgo.
I know.
But
you and Tavis.
Some kind of Cancer energy, yeah.
Well, We'll have to ask Sahara. It was also Julius Caesar's birthday, apparently.
Oh.
and Cheech of Cheech and Chong. So there you have it.
Okay, well, we should have honored him.
Maybe
we'll do a belated celebration.
Maybe so. It's the new 420. But also, it's the Cancer energy. It shows it can go a lot of different directions, right? But they're game changers. Whether Cheech is a game changer in his own way, right? And certainly Akili is. So yeah, happy birthday. Black Lives Matter certainly is, and well, happy angel anniversary. What do we say when it used to be our anniversary? I don't know.
I don't know. You said for a minute I was saying divorce anniversary, but my divorce anniversary is in April. That's
it's a different date. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I don't know. My silly self decided to get married on Valentine's Day and ruin it for myself forever. But whatever. Sometimes we have to make bad decisions. It's part of life.
Yeah.
So,
but you always remind me we got great kids.
Yeah, we do.
Great kids.
We have great kids, and and it was a good idea at the time. So there you have it. I like to say that relationships do not fail; they expire. Just like milk, it has an expiration date. Doesn't mean you failed; it just means it expired.
That's right.
So Black Lives Matter Grassroots. Black Lives Matter is still a thing, and actually, Miles and I have been talking about this. It's feeling really 2020-ish right now because of all of these people, especially, like you said, Baby Cohen, and then Cyrus Carmack Belton, the 14-year-old child who was gunned down by a Chinese shopkeeper, and then that shopkeeper, Rick Chow, was acquitted, and then just a series. It feels like a lot of murdering of black kids. So I guess the question is really for people who want to tap in now, whether you want to march or you rather work behind the scenes folding, flyers or making sandwiches, what's the best way to tap in now?
Sure. So we are BLM Grassroots on all social media, BLM Grassroots. BLMgrassroots.org is our website. People can tap in there. But part of what's going to happen over this week of celebration and convening and really recommitment. It's almost like a vow renewal that we make every July 13th, right, or the week around July 13th, where we have our global, our worldwide convening of Black Lives Matter chapters. It's when we celebrate the onboarding of new chapters. We'll be doing that here in Los Angeles and have now grown to 56 chapters worldwide, 56 chapters worldwide. And so there is likely a chapter near you. We have new chapters in California. So last year we brought on Santa Clarita is now a chapter. So if you're up that way, you have a chapter to participate in. But we'll be bringing on this year, the new one in California is the San Diego chapter. And so that's going to be, I love the leadership of that chapter, which includes somebody who's LA-based, originally from LA, Madison Shockley. The pastor, Madison Shockley, is co-founder of that chapter, along with Dr. Darwin Fishman, who are leading Black Lives Matter Grassroots San Diego. And so people can tap in by getting involved on the ground and joining a chapter. But if that's not a commitment you're yet ready to make, come out to an action, right? Come out on Wednesday, tomorrow at 4 p.m. and say, Nathan Hochman needs to be filing charges against murderous ICE agents like Brian Palacios and stand with the family of Keith Porter. You can also lift up that BLM Grassroots is Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter Grassroots is Black Lives Matter. That means follow BLM Grassroots and unfollow BLK Lives Matter, which has stolen and squandered the resources that were meant for the movement. It's disgusting. One of the things that sickens me most is watching what they do with the hundreds of millions of dollars that could be fueling our resistance work, that could be funding the posters that we need and the flights we need to pay for to be on the ground in all of these places. So follow Black Lives Matter Grassroots, and then you can donate your money. If you have an extra $13, donate $13 for 13 years of Black Lives Matter, and you can do that as well as at blmgrassroots.org.
All right, a couple other birthdays here in the YouTube chat. Jacqueline Anderson, who's part of our KBLA YouTube chat room, she is having her birthday on July 15th. And General Jeff, she points out his heavenly birthday was July 5th. So we love heavenly birthday love to General Jeff, who was a real one for sure.
Absolutely. And he would say, I'm not a member of Black Lives Matter, but he was our folks.
Because he had his own organization. But he was our folks. He was always standing up for people.
He was also an independent operator,
right.
But he had movement community, so he didn't want to, sometimes he needed to punch some people. Sometimes he needed to cuss in a church.
Yeah,
right?
the real hip-hop brother right there, for sure. Yeah, I remember we got into a big argument once about he thought that Africans, people, from Africa, African immigrants shouldn't be leading anything in the African-American community, which, I didn't agree, and we got into a big argument on the air. And then I invited him to come to the African Focus Goodwill Awards, and he actually showed up and had a great time. And so, I always love that when you can, and then we hugged and made up, but I always love it when we can move each other's perspectives when we talk.
Yeah. I was the queen to his king for the Kwanzaa parade one year. So,
oh, wow. That's classic.
Yeah.
That is classic. Kwamel is in the YouTube chat saying, I bet Nathan Hochman is totally fine with ICE atrocities. Well, I think that's one of the reasons why the press conference is taking place tomorrow, right? To demand some charges be filed in the case of Nathan Hochman. As you pointed out, I don't remember if it was on or off the air, the police reporting that we've supposedly been waiting for. The LAPD report is now complete. So he could file charges against Brian Palacios, the man that we know was the alleged murderer of Keith Porter.
Yeah, so I'm going to quickly go down the road. He could have filed charges on January 1st. He chose not to. And he said to us, because I think he met with us on January 2nd, we had the meeting with Hochman, and he said to us that he couldn't file charges and he would, was waiting for the investigation from LAPD. I want everybody to be clear that if a black person killed somebody, they would not wait 7 months for an LAPD report to be done to file charges. Everybody knows that's absolutely ridiculous. They would not be waiting 7 months for that report to come. But also the report came to Hochman's desk on July 1st. It is now July 14th. Charges still haven't been filed. He released a statement saying it may take 7 months or longer for them to do their own report out of the DA's office and determine whether or not charges will be filed. They are absolutely in bed with murderous entities like ICE. Nathan Hochman's seat was funded by police associations. His brother, David Hochman, is part of the Association of Los Angeles Deputy Sheriff's Foundation, which helps to fund right-wingers to seats like his brother is now in. So remember that. Also, I'll say this, that the DA's office has cut deals with every single police agency in the county, saying that they will wait for their investigation, for them to investigate themselves to decide whether or not charges will be filed. They don't have to do that. These are memorandums of understanding that they've signed that are not legally binding. He could have made an arrest or filed charges on January 1st, but he chose not to, and he's still choosing not to. So the people got to make him. So we want you to show up tomorrow, 4 p.m. at 211 West Temple. And we also got to say Nathan Hochman got to go. He got to go. We got 2 years to vote him out, and we got 2 years of work to make sure he knows he's going to get voted out. He could go and get out easy and make his life easy and make himself not get yelled at when he's at the Labor Day parade in MacArthur Park or at the West LA, he's going to be at a West LA event on July 28th. He could make it easy on himself and just step down now. But until then, wherever he is, we going to be, and we're going to yell at him and tell him that he has blood on his hands too.
Yeah. Why would a district attorney's office make such an memorandum of understanding? It's puzzling because it gives the perception of corruption. And I remember when he was running for that office, he specifically said to me on this show that he was going to hold police accountable. Now, we've seen with the case of Christopher DeAndre Mitchell, a case that was already in motion, he shut it down. But to preemptively say, we're going to let you, fox guarding the hen house, investigate yourself before we do anything, it's not a good look.
No, it's not a good look. And we have to remember Nathan Hochman has not filed charges against even one cop for killing anybody. So not one cop. And remember, LAPD shot more people last year than it ever has, right? 70% surge in police shootings by LAPD in 2025. And Nathan Hochman hasn't charged any of the cops in any of the killings, not only for LAPD, but anywhere in the county. Nowhere in the county has a cop been charged for killing somebody, even though we're looking at record highs. So Nathan Hochman is part of this larger criminal system of injustice, is what we call it.
You know, I'm up against the clock right here, but I've been meaning to ask you about this. Did he file charges against that Riverside County Sheriff's deputy who was busted on, seen on CBS scrolling through a dating app in the middle of a standoff, and that would be Riverside, so that would be out of his jurisdiction, right?
He's only LA County.
Okay, yeah. So who would that be? In any case, this is a standoff in Jurupa Valley, and they said they were doing an internal investigation. They were actually in a standoff with a supposedly armed and dangerous suspect, and they were deploying a grappler. I mean, it seems like it should be a very tense and something, you want to be paying attention. And this guy's like on, I don't know, not Grindr, but, like
something like that.
Something like that, scrolling. Anyway.
Well, one of my favorite things to do is stand behind cops and watch what they're doing on their phones. They're always scrolling. When we say defund the police, part of that is just a money-saving mechanism. Why you got them standing around scrolling Instagram? That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing with the majority of their day.
They don't mind when you stand behind them and watch them scroll?
They don't notice. They don't notice because they scrolling.
Because they're heavy scrolling. That's crazy. Don't try this at home. Oh, we're talking with Dr. Melina Abdullah. We're celebrating the 13th anniversary of the founding of Black Lives Matter. Grassroots will continue when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
Listen up, KBLA delegation. We have something you need to hear. Right now, you may qualify for low-cost home internet. And we're not talking about a catch. This is real. Many internet service providers offer low-cost internet plans if anyone in your household is enrolled in CalFresh, Medi-Cal, SSI, or is income eligible. There are a lot of families in our community who deserve to be connected. Here's all you do. Call 844-461-7893. That's the Get Connected call center. Real people ready to help you enroll today. Or go online to internetforallnow.org to find a provider near you. You may also qualify for a low-cost computer through Human IT. Connectivity is not a luxury. In 2026, it's a necessity. And you deserve access just like everybody else. Call 844-461-7893. That's 844-461-7893. KBLA's got you. If you missed any of this, you can always go to our website at KBLA1580.com. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 in partnership with the California Emerging Technology Fund, CETF.
Gas prices got you down. LADWP customers get a rebate of up to $4,000 when you buy a used electric or plug-in hybrid vehicle. Installing an EV charger at your home? Get a rebate for that too, up to $1,500. Visit ladwp.com/EV today and start saving. That's ladwp.com/EV.
Number 14. That's where Talkers Magazine ranked Tavis Smiley on their Heavy 100 list of the 100 most important talk radio hosts in America. Join Tavis weekdays, 9 a.m. to noon or 9 p.m. to midnight. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay. Are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Be heard. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, we only got a few minutes left as we're celebrating the 13th anniversary of Black Lives Matter Grassroots, which was actually fell on yesterday. But Dr. Abdullah, I want to kind of hand you the mic here because there are so many stories that we're covering with all of these various law enforcement agencies and with the celebrations, affirmations, and calls to action of Black Lives Matter, what do you want to leave us with?
Sure, that we're still fighting. We're still a thing. We're still a thing. Black Lives Matter Grassroots is the largest we've ever been. So whether there are cameras or not, we're still on the ground doing the work. We need people to plug in at BLM Grassroots on social media. We need people to also stand with us in the fight as we talk about these police killings. You know, you've done an incredible job reporting on Cohen Wiley, reporting on Carmelo Anthony, right? We need to make sure that we lift him up as we try to get him free. But we need people also to plug into the work and to know that these killings are still happening. In Tennessee, in the span of 1 week, national troops have killed 2 black men, Darius Chappelle and Tyron Jackson, whose names are not in mainstream news. We know that in Mississippi, we got Cohen Wiley, we got Gerard Jackson, we got Noah Wells, all killed in Mississippi. So we need folks to plug in with those chapters to support the work of BLM Grassroots. We've launched a national boycott, a worldwide boycott of Walmart in honor of Cohen Wiley, but also in honor of all the black people being killed as a result of Walmart store policies, which call the police on black people who are not even doing anything, but are accused of very, very minor crimes, like Cohen Wiley's mother was accused of shoplifting a pack of diapers. Actually, her friend was accused of shoplifting a pack of diapers. So people can pledge to not shop at Walmart. They can go to tinyurl.com/boycott Walmart now and sign that petition. So absolutely plug in and stand on front lines with us. Lift up that BLM Grassroots is Black Lives Matter. Know that the phonies, and it feels phony, are not part of what we do, but the work is still moving. And if you have an extra dollar, please donate it. I suggest $13 in honor of 13 years, and you can do that at blmgrassroots.org.
Dr. Melina Abdullah, thank you so much for checking in. Congratulations on 13 years. Thank you for 13 years of incredible work. And I know you'll be having quite a celebratory show of some kind Saturday morning at 8 on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sister Dominique.
All right, we've got news, traffic, and sports, and we're talking hair. One of the top natural hair experts in the whole wide world, Felicia Leatherwood, joins me next on KBLA.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Illinois residents will soon have a chance to weigh in on what would be the largest toll increase in Illinois tollway history. Some people are already reacting.
It's a disappointment. It's a disappointment.
I think if a person uses the tollway that much, they're going to be finding a new way to work.
Officials are planning public hearings before any final decision is made.